You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
Trying to make sense of the world? You've got Nightlight with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach.
Call our toll-free number now.
Headlines, culture, and real conversation.
And now, our feature presentation.
Here's Pete and Greg.
Welcome back to Nightlight with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach. My name is Greg Bach here in Radio Park in Racine and all the way across the state in Marinette, a.k.a. Holiday City Town, USA, is Mr. Pete Schwaba. He is coming. We are coming to you live on the Civic Media Network, whether you are listening on your radio, on the Civic Media app, or you're watching us on the live stream. We are currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we still call Twitter. You can be part of the conversation, 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Leave a comment on that live stream. And coming up in a little bit, we'll be talking to filmmakers Nathan Deming and Jeffery Kurz about their new film that will be premiering at the Wisconsin Film Festival, along with getting their popcorn picks. But before we get to that conversation, Pete, it's time to address the question of the night.
Yeah, we can't wait.
The question.
Oh.
Okay, question. Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Yeah, I guess we're doing this.
This question.
I am sorry for the lack of confidence, Zommers. I just thought maybe I should just go with it, but my bad. I stepped on your toes. You were on it as usual.
Wow.
Tonight's question of the night is, what is your favorite accent? And this stems from last night in my hotel room. And I've done this question in the past, too. What is the best movie to stumble on in a hotel room? Like when you just, on broadcast TV with commercials, that you're going to sit through,
I feel like whenever I'm in a hotel room, I can count on watching at least 1 to 7 hours of Marvel movies, because those hotel TVs always have a station that will play Marvel movies, and they're always playing like 4 in a row. And I always know, it used to be Harry Potter. I could always watch a Harry Potter movie on a hotel television. Now it's Marvel.
That's a big one. I always seem to find The Fugitive is always on in a hotel. A Few Good Men, which I can't turn off. Last night, it was The Departed. The Martin Scorsese film, The Departed. And they had that thick Boston accent, so I thought, let's have some fun with accents. That is tonight's question of the night. What is your favorite accent? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can also text us on the Civic Media app, which, Greg, you will need when you play, starting on Monday, our multi-state text-to-win contest. We got one of those coming right around the corner.
That's right.
Yeah, so if you don't have the app, definitely get that. And if you're watching the radio on YouTube, Facebook, or X Twitter, drop us a stream comment. We just love to hear from you, and it's great to have you with us tonight, folks. What is your favorite accent?
Kicking it right off, let's go with Tyler from Wisconsin Rapids, who got in touch with us a little bit earlier in the show. He said, "Canuck, you hosers." So there you go.
That's a good
Oh, you hosers.
I have to say, I can't really tell that much of a difference. Like, when someone is doing a Canadian, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Upper Michigan, they're all kind of the same, but there are nuances within. And I'm blown away by the people who say, that's not Wisconsin, that's Minnesota. And I'm like, okay, I defer to you,
Well, I also think that, tell me what the both of you think of this, is that, the common conception that people from Wisconsin talk like this. I've lived here my entire life and nobody I know talks like that. Like, not in this region. I live in southeastern Wisconsin. We don't talk like that. We talk the way I am talking right now. But everyone just thinks we all talk like this. Yeah, oh my goodness, there's a casserole in the oven and we got to shovel the driveway.
Oh, I definitely know some people I grew up with who talk like that, or people farther up north. Oh, yeah, hey.
Farther up north, exactly. Totally. Like our friend Mary Mack, she has very much that.
Oh, God, she crushes it.
And she'll take any mattresses off your hands.
Nice. Very nice.
We've got Chris in Madison. Says, my favorite accent is the accent here in Wisconsin, specifically the way we use for O instead of socks. It's sock. Socks? That sounds like, like a Boston.
I'm wearing a pair of
Socks.
socks.
Like California would be my sauce.
Am I supposed to say soaks?
Yeah, I don't phonetically like. It's sort
I'm
of like
very confused.
One of the biggest.
It kind of looks Boston to me. Sacks.
It's sacks. Yeah, no, like I say socks.
Yeah.
Not. I feel like you're Chris. You're just like wedging us into a corner here because for an O it would be souks.
I do agree with what Chris said at the end of that. He said instead of Wisconsin, it's Wisconsin. That's how Scott Walker used to say it, and there are various people that say here in Wisconsin. You know, so that's a good one. That's a great text. Thank you.
I feel like one of the most identifiable Wisconsin accent markers is bag, dragon, flag instead of bag, dragon or flag. You know,
I know when you're from Illinois immediately when you call it milk, not milk.
One of my roommates calls it milk, and he is from Madison, and it disappoints me.
Is he really from Madison, or is he born
That's what he
in
tells
Illinois?
me.
Okay, all right.
My other one's from
I have to
Illinois,
be
and he says
honest.
milk.
I have spent about half my life in each place. I'm kind of tired of both accents. I just find, like, especially when they're exaggerated. Like when you're in Chicago, it's, where's my hat? Stop. Or when you're in Wisconsin and you say, what's your big? Oh, God, it's stop. Let's just think about what we're saying and try to get rid of the extremes. That's all I'm saying.
I know a guy who lives in Chicago who is like the quintessential Chicago guy. He talks like this. You know, I'm from Chicago. I just always think of that character from New Girl, Julius. I'm Julius Pepperwood. I don't like thin paisa. I don't like deep dish. I'm from Chicago. Like that's how my friend Danny sounds. He sounds like Chicago had a bunch of babies and he is their prime. Like that's
right.
Yeah.
That's great. We've got Nick from Marshall says my favorite accent is the Jamaican accent. That's a good one, but not too thick because when it's hard to understand what they're saying. That's kind of the way it is, I think, with every accent, especially like Boston. I love the Irish brogue. That would probably be my favorite. I've got a lot of Irish in my family, but that's hard to understand too. You kind of need subtitles if you're watching a movie shot in Ireland and like Domhnall Gleeson is in it or something. You know?
If you want a really good way to decipher those accents, not so much Jamaican. Jamaican, you got to immerse yourself. But like I've watched a lot of British television over my lifetime, so for me, those accents are a little easier to take in. Not all the time. I still don't understand what the Gallagher brothers are saying, but. Yeah, like a lifetime of BBC and Monty Python and all those shows. I'm like, oh, it's not that bad, but I understand where people are coming from. For me, my favorite accent is got to be New Zealand because it's like you just take the Australian accent and you just click it up a little bit and there you go. But
Exactly.
I do a terrible New Zealand because I think I'm doing New Zealand and it just sounds Australian.
Please try. Please do it, Greg.
What you want me to say? He's when we say, my phone right here, and I'm just going to call on my phone to my mobile. That's terrible. See, it's terrible. No, that's not good. I just feel, now I feel exposed.
What about you, Zommers? You got a favorite?
I think I got to go with probably Irish, or generally, the UK accents. I make fun of a lot of things about the UK very often. And that's part of why I love that, is watching Love Island and getting to the parts where it is required to have subtitles to understand what they're saying is very funny to me. Love Island UK specifically. And then you get the people who they talk like this and they don't know what Brexit is.
I like that.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Is that the thing where they're cutting down the trees? Actual quote from one of them when asked about Brexit.
Shut up.
Oh, that's great.
And then they look down again. We were talking about this before with food. When they look down their nose at Americans, like, "Oh, stupid American!" Like, I've watched your TV shows. I know how ridiculous you are as well. So don't even start with me.
Yeah, they're no better. I think after 250 years, we're on equal footing. Finally, maybe even a little ahead. Let's be honest.
Oh,
That's a question of the night down the road. I think.
Are we better than England?
Dan on social media. I love Dan. This is why, Greg, you have a comedy background.
I do.
You're a comedian. This is the beautiful thing about comedy. He's one of the funniest people I know. We disagree politically, but he still makes me laugh. And he texted in Mrs. Dash. That's his favorite accent. So that's a blood pressure friendly accent that goes on food. I appreciate that, Dan. Thank you very much.
Is he a Wisconsin comic?
He is not. He's not a comedian, but he's a very funny dude.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. Never mind then. I was gonna try to guess who that was, but I don't because it's not a comedian. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
I also like their Nigerian accent too. There's always something very like whenever I watch TV shows. There was that show, Bob Hart's Abishola. It was a great show that was on for a few seasons, and it was a very Nigerian-based family. Their culture was there, but there was something so funny the way they delivered jokes. It was so wonderful, and my mom got me into that show. She was like, "I love Bob Hart's Abishola." I'm like, "Okay," and then I watched it. I'm like, "Oh, this is really good. This is really, really good."
That's I've never seen that show, and it was another hit for Billy Goddell.
And you got to watch the shrinking of Billy Goddell.
Yes.
Because when he starts, he's a big dude, and by the end, he's what he looks like now, which is just a different version. Before we get out of here, Jack from Miramax is on the line right now. Jack, what are your favorite accents?
Yeah, I've always favored Sean Connery's accent.
Ooh.
Sean Connery.
Yes, but when he gave a Russian accent with a Scottish twist in The Hunt for Red October, it was like, oh my God, I can't believe he's really doing it.
Mark or Jack, can you do a little Sean Connery for us?
I don't do him very well, but I can try a little bit.
There you go.
Just give it a try. No, I'm just kidding. That was pretty good, actually.
I like it. I do agree with you, Jack, that the whole thing of like, well, Sean really doesn't do accents. So let's just pretend he's not Russian. He's just himself. It's like when Kevin Costner played Robin Hood. Everyone else had an accent, and he's like, no, I will not.
Right.
I made Waterworld. Do I need to really put forth my CV here? I made Waterworld.
Thank you, Jack. That was awesome. Thanks for the call, buddy.
Yeah.
Mark from Prairie du Sac says, "Hey guys, I grew up virtually on the shores of Lake Superior, just south of it, and I must just have a bit of Nodak in my accent. Minnesota, North Dakota.
Oh, okay.
So, but that doesn't really come through a text. So,
yeah, I can't hear that accent in the text. Nope.
A few more social media. Let's get through a couple of these if we can. Mike on social media says, Russian is a great spy accent. Brooklyn and Albanian are great for tough guys, mobsters. I'll take any of them. Uper isn't cutting it anymore, eh? No, it's not, but not. I mean, not compared to mobsters and tough guys. Like that doesn't really come across with the UP accent, I don't think. One of my favorite singers.
I'm trying to think of a mobster talking like yeah, there, you better have my money and you better get the VIG too. Yeah. Nope, doesn't work.
Delivered at cocaine. I don't have a favorite. This is Eric Rathsack on social media. I don't have a favorite, but I have a theory. Anything you say in a British accent automatically makes you sound more intelligent. While anything said in a Southern accent sounds less intelligent. Matt Harper, Eric Rathsack. Facts, he says.
Okay. All right.
We've got more texts we'll get to as well. But coming up next, Nathan Deming and Jeffery Kurz are here. A couple of fine filmmakers here in Wisconsin are going to tell us about their movie that's playing at the Wisconsin Film Festival, and they're going to stick around to make the popcorn pick of the week. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach. We're still here, Greg, right? We're across the state, but we're doing this.
I mean, I'm here. I don't know about I can't speak for the rest of you. We could all be brains in a jar right now.
Zommers hasn't left yet.
No, we
You're still here, Aaron?
I am still here. I've not yet left, but I'm considering it.
Sydney on the stream says, Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you for keeping that joke going, Sydney. We're coming right back. Do not go anywhere. This is the Civic Media Network.
Damn you and your daily doubles, you brigand!
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
Okay, am I good now?
If you're wondering why we're playing this song, you can blame Dumley. It was in the list.
He left a wake. Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach on the Civic Media Network. That was the voice of Aaron Zommers, who is filling in for our favorite adverb producer, Domley. Aaron is filling in tonight and tomorrow night, and it's great to be working with Mr. Aaron Zommers. And right now, I'm excited to welcome our next two guests. They are a couple of outstanding filmmakers who do great work here in Wisconsin and beyond. Nathan Deming is from Tomah, Wisconsin. He is a writer-director who is very prolific. And Jeffery Kurz, who is a former Miramax executive in Los Angeles, now making his home in Milwaukee, and also doing great stuff here in Wisconsin and making movies. And these two guys were very instrumental in helping get the incentives passed here in Wisconsin. So I'm even extra excited to welcome you guys because of that. Welcome to Nightlight.
Hey, Pete.
Thank you for having us.
That was such a long intro. We have to go to a break, but we're coming right back. No, it is great to have you guys meet Greg Bach.
Hello.
Very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, Jeff. Nathan and I go back. We spoke to him on Matt and Aaron Air, and I want to publicly apologize to him for not emailing him back a thank you note for the wonderful email he sent to me many months ago. That's what I do as a Wisconsinite, is I apologize for things that have been in my mind for a long time. So
awkward.
You apologize for things you didn't even do. So
exactly.
That's being a Wisconsinite.
There you go.
Hey, guys, let's start with the incentives because you were both so active. Again, thank you for your efforts. How do the incentives that were recently passed here in Wisconsin that are to draw filmmakers and production here, how do they work?
Jeff,
That's a very good question, Pete. So what you would do is if you're a filmmaker, you're going to fill out an application. You're going to go to filmwisconsin.com and you're going to fill out an application to apply for the tax credits. And once you've been accepted, money that is spent in Wisconsin, so money paid to Wisconsin residents, i.e. your crew, and money spent with Wisconsin businesses will count toward a 30% tax credit for your production. And after your production has wrapped, there'll be a little audit, and the state will issue tax credits, which you'll turn around and sell to a corporation that has some kind of tax liability, and then you'll get that money.
Wow. Okay. So there are a few hoops to jump through, but ultimately, if
there
you
are
can
a
stick
few
with
hoops. I mean, it's not supposed to. Filmmaking's not easy,
No.
So why should tax credits be easy?
Let's make it even more difficult.
But it's a really good program. It's a really good program.
And 30% is nothing to sneeze at. That's pretty good.
No, absolutely
incentive.
not.
So excellent. Well,
No,
thank you
particularly for independent filmmakers. You need every penny you can get.
Yeah, definitely. Why don't we start off too, telling us about your film that both of you worked on that's going to be in the Wisconsin Film Festival. Nathan wrote and directed it. Jeffrey, you produced Winter Hymns. Tell us about this, which sold out, by the way, their first screening at the Wisconsin Film Festival.
We did, yeah. They added another one. So Winter Hymns is a feature film that I wrote a while ago and tried to launch a couple times, and I always thought was too experimental to do. And then kind of on the back of all the film incentive work last year, I met so many great collaborators in the state of Wisconsin, including Jeff, and I thought, oh, maybe now's the time to pull out this idea I'm really passionate about, which is it's a film all set in one hospice room at a hospital over one day as you watch one physician played by Colleen Madden, who people probably know from American Players Theater, and she meets with a series of dying patients and their families throughout the day, and it's kind of a slow build to the day as it gets more dire and dire, but ultimately ends on a note of, the beauty of the work that these people do, which if you talk to hospice workers or palliative care workers, they all say the same thing, which is that they love their job.
When you're going to make a movie with something of a subject matter that, that's an intense subject matter to talk about, what kind of research are you doing as far as the writing? Are you talking to these workers for your research, or is it a matter of allowing the actor to do the research and find out what it takes to do that job?
Yeah, well, I wrote it over a couple of years. I was initially inspired because my dad was a palliative care physician for a few years, and he would talk about it in one of these glowing terms, and I was always like, I don't want to hear about that. That's really intense and sad.
Yeah.
And then I got the bug for it too. I realized, oh, this is really beautiful, actually. And just as a writer, it's like an inherently interesting situation to put characters into, just they're dying. I mean, immediately you're paying attention. So yeah, for a couple of years, I did research a little bit in Wisconsin, California, other places too, because I was based in California at the time. And yeah, tried to get the details right of the work side of it, and then also, but then the patients, they're all fictional, but they came, I guess, from my ongoing trying to capture everybody I ever met in Wisconsin.
It's a big cast, yeah.
Yeah.
And you shot it kind of in one location, more or less. I asked you about this on PBS. Was that a challenge? And how often were you around Jeffrey during the shooting? We have about a minute to a break, so then we'll come back and talk more about it. But if you could answer that question.
Maybe Jeff jump in real quick about the day that you came.
Sure. I mean, here's the thing. I'm an executive producer on this. So really what happened was Nathan was going to go, had been living in Wisconsin, and he was going to go back to Los Angeles. And I said, why do you want to go back there? Why don't you figure out how to make a feature here? And that's kind of how this and so he kind of took my advice, and
I did.
First person to listen to me. So.
That's why he invited you here tonight to be on the show with him. Not that we wouldn't have had you anyway. You've been here before, but that's a pal right there. Okay, we've got a couple pals here, Nathan Deming and Jeffery Kurz, two very talented filmmakers. We will talk more with them, possibly about this movie when we come back. But when we come back, we're making the popcorn pick of the week. So don't go anywhere, folks. This is Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach and Nightlight on the Civic Media Network.
It's time for the Nightlight Popcorn Pick of the Week, where we recommend a movie that you'll either enjoy or won't. Here's your host, Pete Schwaba.
Hey, and Greg Bach, too.
Love that. Welcome back, folks, to Nightlight with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach. And Aaron Zomer is working the board tonight. It is time for the Popcorn Pick of the Week, and our two current guests who are talking about their movie Winter Hymns, which you can see at the Wisconsin Film Festival. Who better to make this week's Popcorn Pick of the Week? So let's talk movies with Jeffery Kurz and Nathan Deming, the creative forces behind Winter Hymns. Okay, guys, this is for both of you. How do you like to watch movies? I think I know the answer, but you might surprise me. In a theater or at home?
I like to see movies in a theater. Home television, that's for television series for me. So if I can possibly see a movie in a theater, plus I live in Milwaukee. I'm on the board of Milwaukee Film. We run two independent cinemas. We just acquired an old movie house that's been in operation since 1925. So those are really like the places I like to go to watch movies.
We were talking to Susan Kearns last week about that, and for me, the Downer Theater is just a beautiful theater. I love going there and I love feeling like I'm in a little art house movie theater where I'm going to see something special and awesome. I'm so happy that Milwaukee Film purchased that because it cannot go away.
Agreed.
Wisconsin has a lot of great theaters across the state that are like old Art Deco things, and they're under threat, changes.
I'm gonna guess for you, Nathan, because you were here in Marinette about a year ago, and you played your film February. You were trying to make, and still are, a movie for every month of the year in Wisconsin. I love that.
Yes.
So, are you a theater guy or at home?
I love watching movies on my iPhone.
Stop.
Far away from me as possible.
And shrink the screen a little too. When
I have to go with Jeff. I'm trying to think of my favorite movie theater. Well, the Sundance Cinema in Madison was great. That was a really good movie theater. I was so sad when it closed down.
It's a Starbucks now or something like that.
Yeah, it's just like part of a big mall area. But LA is going through the same things. There's all these amazing theaters that used to be here 10 years ago that COVID kind of killed. Like the Cinerama Dome is still closed.
I heard that.
Closed. Unless
That's
Tarantino
awful.
buys you, you're not going to be in business for a little bit. So,
when you're going to the movie theater to see a movie, when you see a film, what is there a snack you must get? Like for me, when I go see a movie, I have to get an icy. And I was saying to Pete a couple weeks ago, my returning to your theater is if I can control my icy intake. Like I can put what I want in there. If you're putting it in yourselves, I'm never coming back. But is there something you have to buy when going to see a movie?
I'm a broke filmmaker, so I don't buy food at the movies.
Sneak it in.
Sorry, Jeff.
And I'm a popcorn and Diet Coke guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm on
If I
AMC.
eat too much sugar, I'll go crazy.
I'm on AMC A-list, which is like 4 movies a week. And and then like every 5th movie, they send you a little notification like, "Hey, we'll give you a free small popcorn now." And then I'm like,
"Ooh, oh, well,
thank you."
Don't you just feel like king of the cinema now?
Yeah. Here's a 12-cent value for your loyalty.
Yeah, right.
That's pretty cool. I will say I'm a theater guy too. I love when the lights go down, and I even don't mind trailers, even though I don't typically like all the trailers. It's just that anticipation that I don't think you can beat. Having said that, just because it's so much easier, I watch a lot of movies at home too because they're just so accessible now. Jeff, you're a former executive at Miramax. What do you think about this takeover of Warner Brothers and potentially less movies in theaters? Do you think that's going to happen?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, we need more distributors. We don't need fewer. So it's a very troubling situation. Now, David Ellison, who owns Paramount Skydance, which is going to be buying Warner Brothers Discovery, says that they're going to be releasing 30 movies a year in theaters. That's a lot, but I don't know if that's a reality. It's hard to say, and I wouldn't want to be on his marketing team because that sounds exhausting.
Well, I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about the fact that, and Jeff, you worked in the industry like that, so tell me if I'm wrong. They said that there aren't even really that many release dates in a year for someone to release 30 movies because the way they space movies out for their releases, because other studios and whatnot, they said 30 almost seems impossible. Why even announce it in the first place?
I mean, they do fight for weekends, absolutely. But ostensibly there are 52 weekends of the year.
Yeah.
And so you could possibly do it. It's just that it might not be profitable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, David Ellison, if you're listening and you want a movie right off the shelf that's just finished, I got a Midwest drama for you, a palliative care. So.
What's it called, Nathan? What's it called? Tell us the name of your movie.
Winter Hymns.
Winter Hymns. All right. Starring Jesse Plemons. All right.
No.
You got the wrong one. Wrong one of the couple. So, all right. So you guys... Greg, if you have a question, go ahead. I think I stepped on your toes there, buddy.
Oh, no, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay, so what is your genre? What typically, I know both you guys are film nuts, you'll see anything, but if you have to pick a genre to go see a movie in a theater, what are you going to see? What kind of genre?
Nathan?
Well...
Jeff wants to think about it.
I don't think that way. It's like filmmakers or stars that'll probably get me there first with the concept. I have to say, I don't want to be a public hater of anything, but I do not care about horror. I feel like we are oversaturated with horror. So you'd have to do a lot to drag me to a horror film, but pretty much anything else, I'll probably go see. I try to see the new stuff when I can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty much the same way. I mean, there are certain genres I'm not going to gravitate toward. I'm not a big animation person. I'm not a big science fiction person. It has to be really good for me to go. But other than that, I'm pretty open to just about anything.
That's a great answer. I feel like kind of the same way. I'll wait and see how it does. And also action comedy. They're so rarely... The action is bad and the comedy's lame. It's just like, I don't know. Greg, what about you? What's your genre?
I mean, if I'm gonna go see a movie in a theater nowadays with the prices being the way they are, and I live my life on a budget, if I'm gonna go see a movie, it's usually gonna be a big blockbuster thing, like a comic book movie, something just with something that is meant to be seen on the screen. That's what I'm gonna spend my money on. I will never go see a horror movie. If I say to you, let's go see a horror movie, I've been replaced by a robot because I'm very scared of them. But I don't know. I'll see big comedies, but generally my movies are in the theater comic book movies because it's just that spectacle I want to pay $15 for, if not more. What about you, Pete? Is there something that gets you will you go see anything, or has it got to be a certain genre?
Give me a heist movie or a good crime thriller. I feel like I wish a new one opened every week. I loved Crime 101, and I'll say this, and you guys weigh in, Jeffrey and Nathan. To me, Heat, I love Michael Mann. Heat is fine. But this movie got compared to Heat, and I like it better. The characters are better. It's kind of
talking about Crime 101?
Crime 101 with Mark Ruffalo, and I just really liked it.
Oh, Pete's starting.
You can't say it's better than Heat.
Bring it.
It's like one of the best movies of the 90s.
I like how you I like how you're like heat. It's fine.
It should have been a musical. I think I like the pace of it better. I like the characters. There's there's like that heat, that ridiculous gunfire machine gun thing on the streets of L.A. If you watch it again. Okay. You know what? I think we're done here. No.
Pete, do you know he wants to make a Heat 2? He wants to make Heat 2, and I'm not kidding you.
Palliative care. Bring the heat.
Heat.
You mean Michael Mann wants to make Heat 2?
Yeah, there's
Yes.
I want to look. Yeah, Heat 2, and it's not Heat 2 Electric Boogaloo, but he wants to make this movie, and I'm like, I didn't even realize that could be a movie. Like, to me, Heat is like a movie that beginning, middle, and done. That's it. But yeah, he wants to make a second one. So, and apparently, Adam Driver is going to be in it. So
yeah, I read that. Yeah, and I liked it. I just feel like I like other Michael Mann movies better. But it's a great conversation, and thank you guys for playing. I think we are ready. Mr. Zommers, if you please, do we have a drum roll? We'll ask these guys for their popcorn pick of the week. Mr. Heat Lover, Nathan Deming, please.
Wait,
what is your popcorn pick of the week?
It can be any movie, right? Sorry, I know you told
Yes.
me the rules. Any movie?
Yeah.
I'll probably. I always got to shout out my boy Mike Lee. If people haven't seen Secrets and Lies, which won the Palme d'Or in the '90s, that's one of the best films I've ever seen. Fantastic movie. I forgot, Pete. Have you seen that?
I don't think I have. And you studied under him, correct? Pardon me.
Yeah.
Okay.
See that movie. That movie is incredible. It's kind of unlike a lot of things you'll ever see. It's super
awesome. Good. I love it.
Nice. Jeffrey?
So, I mean, we were talking during the break that this is, Oscar weekend, or we're coming into Oscar weekend. And so I want to, and we talked about how much we all loved Sinners and One Battle After Another, but I want to point people toward a movie you can see on Netflix called Train Dreams, which is also nominated for Best Picture. And I think it's a lovely little movie. Great central performance by Joel Edgerton. Really great movie.
Mm-hmm.
I could not agree more. It's so funny. I came on this show every night for like 3 weeks trying to have a guest that had seen Train Dreams and they hadn't. And I agree with you. I don't think it's going to win, but I love movies like that. They're kind of just simple and a beautiful story and really great moments in that movie. Great picks, guys. Train Dreams. And tell me the name again, Nathan.
Secrets and Lies.
Secrets and Lies. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there are your popcorn picks of the week. Yeah, Secrets and Lies and Train Dreams.
Something I wanted to go back to really quick before we get out of here. When we went to the first break, Jeff, you said to Nathan when he wanted to make the movie, make it in Wisconsin. Why are you going out to LA? I just find that very interesting that in a world where we think of movies being made in LA or just the Hollywood machine, you would say, no, stay here. Do it here. Why did you? What made you say that to him? Like, what was the impetus? Just saying, like, no, you can make your movie here. It's great. Don't worry about LA. LA is fine, but Wisconsin is where you can make this movie.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I've produced two movies in Wisconsin, and I have friends who are also making feature films. And I know that it's a great place to work. I think the crews are really talented. They're dedicated. They're hardworking, and there's just so much talent in the state. And that's one of the reasons that Nathan and I are so excited about these production tax credits that we're going to have now, is that ideally people won't have to leave the state to make a living. They'll be able to stay here and work and live and pay taxes in the state, right? And so there'll be much more, ideally there's going to be a lot more production going on here. And also what I also love is that people just aren't jaded about it. It's still a very special thing for them to participate in.
That's fantastic.
For this film, it was just a lot of fun after all the production incentive effort. We casting mainly in Wisconsin and trying to focus on there's so many I think our cast is really stacked with Midwest and Wisconsin talent. There's fantastic people from APT, from Milwaukee, from Minneapolis, from Chicago, and also just some people that have never acted before from outside of Eau Claire, from outside Green Bay. It was just so fun to see how much talent is actually here in the state.
So great. Guys, we got to run. Thank you so much. Jeff Kurz, real quick in 2 seconds, where can we see Deep Woods?
I think you can still see it on Tubi.
All right, fantastic.
Our distributor went bankrupt. Bye.
We'll have you back to discuss that. Guys, thank you so much for the
Tubi.
popcorn pick, and have a great night. Good luck at the Wisconsin Film Festival, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We are coming right back. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Welcome back to Nightlight with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach. My name is Greg Bach, and across the state from me is Mr. Pete Schwaba. We are here with you, along with Aaron Zommers on the boards in Madison. You can be part of the conversation, 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can leave a comment on the live stream. We are currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we still call Twitter. We are in the last segment of the evening, but before we talk about anything else I want to discuss, we got a great show for you tomorrow. We're going to be talking to MKE Milwaukee. I don't know, he's a Milwaukee film critic, Matt Miller. He'll be here. He used to come on Matt and Aaron Air all the time, and now he's here. I'm very, very excited to see him again.
He's great.
Yeah, he's fantastic. We have some differing opinions on movies, and it is always loud. And then we'll be talking to Adam Bradley, who is a professor at UCLA, wrote a book called The Poetry of Pop, along with other books as well, discussing, just the I don't know, Pete, it was the artistry of pop music, and we talk about hip hop, we talk about country. It's just a great dive into the discussion of music and its artistic validity.
He's a great guest, and he's got books about Michael Jordan and Common, and it just does a deep dive into rap and hip hop and all kinds of stuff. He's a really good. He's a great guest.
Yeah, so all that will be tomorrow on our show. We'll be here from 5 to 7 as usual. Now it is time for the nightcap. Ooh, we don't have music yet, so we're just gonna the nightcap.
Just gotta ease into it. Yeah.
Oh God.
I made myself uncomfortable there. I'm sorry about that. Scott Tom on social media. We got a few texts here we can get through. Says his favorite accent is American Mid-Atlantic. Think Jonathan Lithgow. Oh, Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn. The perfect blend of aristocratic American and British.
Yes.
That's a great text, Scott. Thank you.
Yeah, that is an amazing accent too. William F. Buckley had that accent too. You're like, where are you from?
Yeah.
England? Like, no, I'm from the East Coast. I'm from the New England area. It's like, why do you talk like
accent. That? Yeah,
because my people are better than you.
I love that text. Tiff Burry says definitely Scottish. Another vote for Scottish. Brian on Brian Fiore says Aussie, Irish, and Scottish. Scottish is jumping out in the lead here. Sean on social media says Boston Southie, like the Departed. And Richard Vargas on social media says Scottish. The harder it is to understand, the better. It's just really cool. Thank you, Richard. That's awesome.
Let's see here. Scott Tom also on the live stream saying Wisconsin Scott in the 608. Thanks to Mr. K for all the work he did with Wisconsin film incentives. That was very, very. And then let's see. Scott also goes on. It's a different Scott. No, same Scott. Different name. Heat shootout sequence is used in officer training programs, and Val Kilmer's weapons handling is considered the filmic.
I think he means filmatic, maybe?
Filmatic, I guess. Gold standard for the authenticity. Scott in the 608 again. What's funny is if you watch John Oliver, and he talks about the NRA TV a few years ago. They actually, on one of their programs, they broke down that scene from Heat with that famous film, the famous robbery scene, and they're trying to use the same weapons while carrying the same bags, and it is hilarious because there's no reason for this to happen, because all they're doing is analyzing the scene for its usage of weapons versus like its filmatic validation. Right. It's all about like, well, when you're carrying the gun, you got to with the bag and hitting the back of your leg. I'm like, this show doesn't need to exist. Let's see. Scott also on the live stream says, listening on my car radio after dropping off my kids down at the UW-Madison campus, texting while parked. Good job. Back home now. Bookmarking all of the pages as I see there's a name change to your program since the last time you officially looked it up. Welcome aboard, Greg Bach. Thank you very much, Scott. Very, very much appreciate you being here and sticking with us for the evening. We love hearing from everybody.
I will say this too, Scott. I know this is an inside joke he just texted. It says Song of the Summer. That song that we came back to, Get Lucky, was Stephen Colbert's Song of the Summer, and he stuck it to CBS once because they wouldn't let him have Daft Punk on the show. So he did this elaborate dance with Henry Kissinger, Matt Damon, Jeff Bridges. It is hilarious if you can Google it. It's outstanding. I think that's what you're referring to,
They
Scott.
wouldn't let him have Daft Punk on the show?
Something happened at the last minute, and there was a legal issue. I don't remember what it was. Joe, also on the stream, says, hello, Pete, Greg, and Dr. Kristen. Sorry we missed this earlier, Joe. Happy early TGIF. I may be relocating back to Wisconsin for a job opportunity. Fingers crossed. Hope it goes well for you, Joe. Yeah.
And Robin Tigerton, enjoy the weather. The snow is a coming. Love hearing from you, Robin Tigerton. I mean, this is a great... Pete, this has been a great show.
I think so. And two more quick ones, Greg. We got Drake from Green Bay. A great texter says, cheese curds? Oh, yeah. We got them.
Oh, yeah.
And then he says, are yous ready to order yet? That's another great Wisconsin one with the yous. I love it. Yeah, this is a fun show.
Yeah,
Good
I love
stuff.
it. I love it.
Lots of fun.
Aaron, thank you so much for sitting in for Domley.
Always good to take over for Domley.
Yeah. Tomorrow, all Scottish. Nothing but welcome to Nightlight with Pete Schwaba and Greg Buck.
If you can understand what we're saying, we're doing it wrong.
I think I went in. Yeah, I think I went from Scottish into Australian there. That was bad. See, in my car, I'm amazing.
I'm a great singer in the shower. I get it.
There you go.
Right after I've watched something with a heavy accent, I can mimic that accent pretty well. And then about 5 minutes removed from the end of the show or movie, it's all gone.
Yep. Exactly.
That's forgivable.
And then you just sound quasi-offensive. That's just how it's
Pretty much.
You're like, I want to sound cool, but I'm not. So, all right, everybody. On behalf of Pete, I want to thank Aaron. I want to thank Traffic. I want to thank Tucker. I want to thank Engineering, because without all of them, this show doesn't work. We're talking into microphones that are not switched on. I want to thank everyone who called, everyone who texted, everyone who dropped a comment on the live stream. Without you, there is absolutely no us. So we thank you for being a part of this show. Remember, tomorrow we'll be talking to Milwaukee film critic Matt Miller, as well as talking to a professor of pop music and art at UCLA, Mr. Adam Bradley, here on the show. So don't go anywhere. Plus, there's great programming after us as well. So stick around. We got you covered. I am Greg Bach. That has been Pete Schwaba. Everyone have a wonderful night. Pete, you lead them out as always.
Good night, Wisconsin.
Good night, everyone.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.